Is it possible to cheat at chess with a butt plug? Let me answer the question once and for all. It was about a year ago that the biggest chess cheating scandal of all time took place. Don't worry, this won't be the 1000th recap of what happened. I'm pretty sure we've all heard plenty of how Magnus Carlsen accused Hans Niemann of cheating. Of course, people wondered, how could have Hans cheated if he cheated? And there were a bunch of theories, but one theory in particular stood out. The anal bead / butt plug theory. It first started as a meme, but it quickly made its way into the mainstream media, where literally millions of people discussed if one could beat the world champion by sticking a sex toy into your butt.
Anal beads.
Vibrating anal beads.
Anal bead while.
But the speculation ends now. Dutch reporter Max Terpstra met with International Chess Master Hans Böhm to answer the question if you could cheat with a bead. Before we look at the actual footage of the experiment, a quick disclaimer: the whole experiment is in Dutch, and I don't speak any Dutch at all, so I just have to guess what they are saying, but it's also pretty self-explanatory. So the video starts with Max Terpstra describing the setup of the whole experiment. We have a chessboard in the middle of a room and a camera filming from top. The video image gets sent to a guy sitting behind a one-way mirror that looks at the engine and sends whatever move the engine says to the butt plug in Max Terpstra's ass. So afterwards they cut the footage to a close-up of the butt plug, and dude, look at how strong it is! I mean, it literally flies off the table. That's gotta hurt! So we see Max sitting down at the chessboard with his opponent Hans Böhm, and just look at how careful he sits down and how uncomfortable he is. So let's start the game. We have d4 by Hans Böhm and d5 by Max. Knight to f3, and here already the first mistake happens. We see in the video that the engine wanted Max to play f6. Somehow this got completely mixed up and Max played bishop to g4. I don't know what happened here. We have c3 and c6, and the queen is coming out to b3, targeting this weak pawn. The engine here wanted Max to play queen to b6, but he misunderstood it and played queen to d7. I think it's way harder to do this with black, because as white you have like a lot of rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, which is just 3 times like whoop, whoop, whoop. And you can probably distinct that from 4 times, but like 6 times from 7 times, like just, it's way more difficult. So this is already a mistake, because now the knight is coming to e5, forking the queen and the bishop. And this is actually pretty interesting. You would think that you could go to c8 and still protect the bishop, but that doesn't work. Because if knight takes, and queen takes b7, there is no way how you can protect your rook. So here the engine actually saw this and made Max play queen to c7, which is the best move here. Hans took the bishop, of course, free bishop, and here they start to realize that this whole thing is probably way more difficult than they thought it would be. Also, just look at the face of Max. I mean, at the first move he's like smiling a little bit, but afterwards he seems to get really uncomfortable. I mean, look at his face. Just holding it together. Now Magnus said in the cheating allegations that Niemann seemed like not really being tense in important position and not fully concentrating. So this is the definite proof that Hans Niemann did not use any kind of anal sex toy, because we see, looking at Max Terpstra, how incredibly tense and concentrated he is. I mean, if that's not tense, then what is? They continue the game and we already have the next mistake. The computer wanted Max to play knight to d7, but he understood it as knight to f6. So we see again, it's really hard to sense the position. Let's keep it that way. We have takes back, g3, the bishop is coming out, and here he understood actually every move, so that was pretty good. Now we have the bishop coming to f4, and here black actually resigned. Now black did not resign because he's in a terrible position, which he is. He's just down a piece in the opening and the position's bad. But he resigned because... I will just show it to you.
Auw, het is gewoon auw. Dit is niet normaal. Maar Casper, dit is echt... Auw! Ik ben er klaar mee, Hans. Ik ben er klaar mee. Ik ga me uitdoen.
Now, he actually seems to be quite in a lot of pain. Maybe he should, like, I don't know, drink a beer or two before doing this, just to loosen up and stuff. Yes, the alcohol might make his brain a little bit dumber, but maybe it does make his bud wiser. So they sadly end the experiment here, and Max waddles off. Me on my way to beat the chess world champion. If you want to see more stupid butt jokes, leave a sub.